What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the stream. And today it is our third draft day, and we are off to a meh start to start the season. I wasn't expecting big things out of us this year, but I was hoping for at least a little bit of a step forward. We got off to a decent start right at the beginning of the season, but the tail end of April and May were not kind to us. And so far into June, we have not been great either. So you see, we sit there 12 games under 500. We are going to get to showing you how those players have been performing on the season. But first, let us start with the draft. Place him on the bench. And, okay, we'll see what the offer is. Aranda for Grandal. Okay. Give me something similar earlier. Not that interested in that trade. So, okay, let's check out the draft now. So we have the third pick. Oh, nice. So there's a couple guys I pre-scouted here. There's a first baseman, a second baseman, and a third baseman all out here that looked interesting to me. This guy's more defense than hit, and to be honest with you, I need some guys who can really swing the stick in my organization. Plus, I will show you guys actually before we get to it, Gunnar Henderson is finally popping off. So very happy. So I'm starting to feel a little more comfortable with Gunnar Henderson now that he's popping off. So there is a second baseman. He looks pretty dirty. Decent power numbers. Gloves pretty good. Good speed. However, this Quevedo kid, he's an 80 overall. But what is this kid? He's a 60 overall already. So I think Dennis might be the leader. And then the first baseman. Oh, this kid can swing the stick. So 70 power against righties, 70 contact. Defensive numbers, not great, but that's okay. I want to get offense out of my... So Michael Busch has not had a great season. He started the season hot, but he's really cooled off pretty significantly. Plus, he's already 26 years old. I don't have a long-term option at first base. Plus, the options at first base, not great. So there's really nobody else I could draft here either. Although this kid looks pretty decent. So do we go Dennis? Or do we take Palmer and take the chance that Quevedo might be there in the second? More power from Dennis. More speed from Dennis. Oh, actually, less speed from Dennis. So, this is a tough decision. I think, though, you know what? I think I got to go with Palmer. 19 years old. He's at 60 overall. 80 potential. Love the bat. Even if Busch figures it out, Palmer can be a good little piece. Could be a DH for us. Okay, I'm going to go with Palmer. I just think he might have the higher upside. Let's see it with Dennis. Dennis went to the Red Sox. Let's see what Dennis turns out, because that was going to be our other pick. Okay, let's see who got taken in that round. So we were looking for Quevedo, but yep, Quevedo did go there. That's okay. I cast a pretty wide net in this draft. So let's go see who else is available. So you see a lot of guys scouted to green here right now. So, all right. Ooh, didn't scout too deep on the pitchers. Wasn't my favorite pitching draft. So, yeah, okay. I did find a couple of relievers who already got drafted. In the first round, those relievers got drafted? Wow. Okay. So, 55 overall, 60 overall. Catcher's probably done. All right, Avi Hall. Not a great bat. Let's see. Okay. John Rhodes is a guy I'm interested in. He's already 55 overall. So that's interesting. Peter Perez, he's a 65 potential. 23 years old. Don't want to take a 23-year-old yet. Oof, all these great players I was finding are gone. So I think... No, it wasn't Avi Hall. It was John Rhodes. Good fielding. Decent power. 21 years old. Oof. This draft was shaking up to be such a good one. And... maybe I should have taken Quevedo and then taken Ramirez, because Ramirez is sitting here and I kind of like that. Although Ramirez can play third base as well. Maybe I draft him and move him straight away to third base, because he's got... maybe that's what I do. Huh. That's interesting. He is a 55 overall, or a 55 overall currently. Better fielding, not that great of an arm. So he's got a 55 arm with 35 current. 60. You know what? I'm going to do that. I'm going to move Alexi Ramirez to first base. Alex Ramirez, not Alexi. Alex Ramirez to third base. Yeah, because he's got that secondary position, so I might as well, right? Okay. So, Jose Ramiro. Ooh, really good contact numbers. Vision's good. Arm strength's decent. That's an option at catcher. I actually found a couple of catchers I liked. Ramiro's the last of them. Really high contact numbers. Would like the power to be a little bit better, but alrighty. So all of those first basemen are there. Or those third basemen are still there. Okay, Avi Hall, no. Ooh, I know it says 65 potential. He's almost fully scouted, but all right, let's look at outfielders. Anybody in the outfield that might be good? Ah, man, it was such a weak outfield class. Again, 45 overall. Didn't scout him because of that. Oh, I stopped scouting him because I was running out of time. Good speed, decent defense, righty bat. Yeah, I mean, there were so many guys I was liking a lot that just ended up being taken early on. So do I go Tommy John Rhodes? Now, you know what? I am going to go with, let's try J.J. Knight. Hopefully he's a little bit higher than that scouted potential. Okay. Let us swing for a pitcher here. I didn't scout this guy because his velocity is awful. He doesn't throw a changeup, and he's 24 years old. Let's just try to find curve, slider, changeup. So Hoyt Bartlett. That looks like a guy. I didn't discover him, which is why I didn't scout him. Hoyt Bartlett. Here's another decent option. Daniel Carrillo. I did like him, so let's do Hoyt Bartlett. I like that makeup. For 94 miles an hour on the fastball, across the board. Yeah, let's go with him. I think that's a good blind shot to take. Oh, Daniel Carrillo went right after. Man, the Red Sox are taking two of my guys that I wanted. Alrighty. So, did that catcher get... No, Ramiro did not get taken. I'm going to take Ramiro then. He didn't get taken. Alright, so I'm not feeling super confident right now about how this draft has gone. Let's see. Ooh. Peter Perez. Take another shot on a guy, but he's fully scouted, so I better hope I'm wrong by doing that. John Rhodes. Maybe I do. Just try it. Just try it to see what happens. Yeah, let's go Peter Perez. I'm taking a couple of guys who've been scouted a little bit lower, so maybe. Saw John Rhodes got taken there as well. So what is left here? So we have Greg Velasquez, who is a 45 overall, which I don't love. What kind of 18-year-olds are left? Let's see what type of hitters are left that are young players. So we have a shortstop here in Daniel McLeod. That's okay. 19 years old. More defense than anything. So, any outfielders? Center fielder. So, really McLeod or... You know what? I might go with McLeod if I do take a blind shot on a fielder. Let's see. That guy looks decent. I think I'd rather go with McLeod than a reliever here. What round is this? Is this the last one? Yeah, this is the last one. So, just looking to see maybe there's a starter left out here that I might want to take. Manny Cordero, that's also not a bad option, but we already took a right-handed pitcher in this draft, so I would be looking for a lefty if I took one. So, okay, so let's just take McLeod. Right? Yeah, that's the one. All right, let's see. Not feeling uber confident about this class, but as long as we nailed that first pick. All right, let's go see. So he is 62 overall, which we expected him to be right around that 60, and 91 potential. So he is going to be an 88 potential when all is said and done. But I love those batting numbers. They're already off to a good start. He's going to be a beast in AA next year. So wish the potential was a little bit higher. So when I knocked it down, it'd still stay in the A range. But that's okay. Alex Ramirez not going to pay off for it. See, it had a secondary position as third base. Why is it that just disappeared? So not going to pay off for us with that pick. Wow, this draft was bad. I used to be so much better in previous years at finding players, but I have been struggling in this rebuild to find the right guys. I really identified a lot of players that had good potential, but they were all gone by like the second round. It was crazy. And yeah, so I might not sign any. So I'm going to sign this guy for sure. I will sign Alex Ramirez and then move him over to third base. But no, disappointed in that. Knight. Yeah, I guess I'll sign him. Doesn't hurt. At least he has over 70 potential. Ramiro, same deal. At least he's over 70 potential. Might amount to something. Hoyt Bartlett. Yeah, I could use an organizational pitcher, so that's fine. Peter Perez. Yeah, I think I might not even bother signing him or McLeod. So, all right, let's go over to the Red Sox because they took a couple of guys I was looking at. Yep, Abdul Dennis. There it is. 96 potential. So I definitely made a mistake not taking Dennis. Yeah, I mean, that's great. Well, weak arm strength, but he's playing second base, so I don't need him to really have any kind of arm strength. Love the makeup. Yeah, I should have just went with him. But, I mean, in the end, I'm not too disappointed because, Palmer is a pretty good player. He's definitely got a big bat. So that's, promising. And he's a couple years younger than Dennis, who's already 22. So, I mean, that being 22 years old, he's going to have to try to develop quick. Although 6'2" overall shouldn't be too hard for him to develop that fast and get to the majors in a year or two. So, and then, yeah, I didn't find this guy. So I feel like my discovery's been pretty weak. Maybe I should change my scouts around because I've been keeping the same scouts basically since the first year. And seems like there's a lot of prospects that I end up not finding that could have been really good players. So, all right, well, it is what it is. We're going to have to do things, through free agency and trades, apparently. So let's go check out some of the guys who performed before we get out of here. So Santiago Espinal, not the best season from him, but he's picked it up of late. He started pretty slow to start the year, but been going well of late recently. Elliot Ramos, he also had a slow start season, but you see the numbers there. He has picked it up. Ian Happ has been on a tear this year. Not quite sure why he's dropping in overall. He's only 29 years old, so he should not be regressing hard, but who knows? This game's pretty weird. So, but really good season from him. Matt Chapman has done okay in the average department and the on-base department, but he only has 4 home runs. I don't know where this is coming from. He's been struggling this entire franchise to find his power numbers, and I don't know why. He has good power numbers on the board there, but he just isn't able to take advantage of them for some reason. Michael Busch, as we strode, struggled. Hopefully he can pick it up as the season goes on because he was off to a decent start, but significantly slowed off. Yerman Mercedes, the power numbers are okay with that 180 ISO, but I don't know how much longer we're going to be running with the Yerminator. Really missed that 2022 season. That was such a good year. Don't know why he's quite fallen off so hard, but whatever. Nick Gordon having a pretty good year again. We're not going to get a lot of walks out of him, but he's hitting above league average for batting average. His slugging numbers are good. Yeah, Yasmani Grandal. What? The walks are what? Wow. I don't know what's going on. Some of these numbers are not being replicated in real life for some reason. I don't know why. Nicky Lopez, he was near 300. Now he's dropped back down. I'm getting tired of Nicky Lopez. I think I might try to move him at the deadline this year and bring in, because Jeter Downs is just scorching it in a platoon role with Nick Gordon. Maybe bring in Nick Gordon to be the full-time shortstop and Jeter Downs can play shortstop because he's having a good year. Mickey Moniak is playing an excellent fourth outfielder position. Really happy with him. He's looking like he might stick around a little bit if he keeps this up. Ivan Herrera's been good. He only has 54 at bats, but he's doing well in that backup catcher's role. Willie Castro, nothing to speak of there. Check out the pitching rotation for a second. Lance Lynn was scorching early, cooled off, but now he's pitching on fire again. Might try to move him, although he's already dropped off to that 73 overall, so probably won't be able to get anything in return for him. And then the rest of our rotation has been awful. You see Brady Singer, it's a 6.71. What's his FIP? Yeah, his FIP's not that great either. Glenn Otto, 5.05. His FIP, not great either. Bobby Miller has been hot all year, but he's cooling off pretty rough right now. See, he's given up quite a lot of home runs. And Brian Bello is struggling. But the thing that makes me feel good about Brian Bello is the K numbers are right almost where I would want them to be, almost 9. Base on ball numbers are fine. The home runs per 9 number, though that's what he's getting murdered by. And what's his hits per 9? His hits per 9. So he's getting kind of smacked around. He's giving up a lot of home runs. So that is concerning. I think what I might have done by mistake before I started simming, I forgot to reset my sliders after I played my gameplay from the last episode. So that might be why my pitching is getting hammered. Even though it's only by a little bit, I never changed the trade frequency either. So, well, that's me being stupid. Now I got to change that back. But maybe that's why my pitching's been struggling so much. Nicholas, probably going to send him down. He's been getting hammered by the home run ball, aren't he? Okay, now I'm curious. How bad is my home run numbers? Home runs allowed. Let's go to team statistics real quick. Home runs allowed. Okay, so maybe not that bad. Where am I? 20. Oh, yeah, I'm down here at the bottom. Just barely ahead of, 5 off the lead. Ugh. So maybe that's why I'm getting smoked, and that would be my fault. Okay, that's fine. Bullpen numbers, again, Frias and Ivy looks like strong relievers. So does Dylan Coleman. I might give him another potential bump because he's been pitching very well out of the bullpen for us for 2 years. Tyler Hearn, not been great, but only 15 innings pitched. Really don't have any other options for lefties, although Keegan Aikens had a pretty good year at AAA, so he might find himself in the majors. Yohan Ramirez, good year, and Carlos Hernandez, good year. Looking down at AAA, Asa Lacy, he's heated up of late, even though the numbers on the season aren't great. Same with Kyle Harrison. Cole Franklin's having a pretty good year, so that's good to see. In the bullpen, you see some of the numbers there. Bryce Bonnin was like under 1 ERA, so he must have had a couple of bad outings. Showed you Keegan Aiken already. Jeremiah Estrada looks good, and Abner Uribe. Are those walk numbers his problems? Actually, he's keeping the walks relatively in check, so yeah, his FIP must be pretty good because he only given up 2 home runs. His walk numbers aren't so bad, so yeah, he must be just getting some bad luck then, so not concerned about Uribe. Down in AA, Lindsey, one of our first draft picks we made, he's having a pretty good year there. Derek Leonard, a draft pick from last year, he was on a hot streak, but he has cooled off a little bit. And Logan Henderson, one of the guys we picked up in free agency, I think last year we picked him up. Bullpen, Ronnie Collado, offseason acquisition. He has thrown pretty well. Guillermo Malone, he is a draft pick. Felix Vila is a guy we picked up at free agency last year. He's been pretty good. And Pacho, we picked up from the Reds. He's been pretty good, but he's too good for AAA. Okay, swinging over to AAA rosters for hitting. Cole Roeder has started to pick it up, although the power number's not been great for him. Will Robertson has come off of the IL, and he was scorching beforehand, so I'm hoping that he can pick it up where he left off. Mickey McDonald's been great. Maybe find his way into the majors at some point. Dalton Kelly has started to heat up. He might find his way into the majors again. And again, like I mentioned, I'm very happy with Gunnar Henderson. He's really started to show that growth in his age 22 season. Probably will try to find his way into the majors, get him a cup of coffee at the end of this season. Carson Taylor, pretty good. Actually, the power numbers, I'm happy to see those. He's usually not a hard-hitting catcher, so that's good. Leover Paguero's looked pretty good, so if we do trade Nicky Lopez, he might find himself in the majors at some point this year. PCA, not good enough. We want to see more out of him. That bat has not been developing since we acquired him. Rene Pinto's struggling, but that's okay. We're not really looking for much out of him. Kevin Made has had a bounce-back year at AA, so that's been promising. Kyle Manzardo, looking pretty good. Cooled off right now, but overall, pretty good season. Davison De Los Santos just hasn't gotten it going yet. Again, a guy who's only 20 years old, so still some time for him to kind of develop, but he has struggled since we acquired him from the Diamondbacks at that first trade deadline. Manuel Rodriguez, he's looked pretty good. I like those numbers there. Buford Grant, one of our draft picks from our first class. Not a great season, but again, he's only 19 years old. Leandro Rojas was slugging pretty well, but those numbers have cooled off a little bit. Ooh, do not like to see those drops super significantly. Yeah, he also there's some type of a glitch going on with him. He's not base developing like he's supposed to, so he should probably have like a +1 across the board to those numbers right now. So I don't know what's up with this. Happens every now and then when you use a creative player. It just kind of like tanks the overalls just because. I don't know why. So I might have to give him some manual like 1 or 2 bumps, but let the performance overalls do what they do. And then David Arellano was scorching, but cooled off significantly since I last looked in on this team. And then Christian Rodriguez, his first taste of AA ball is not going great either. So last thing I'm going to show you guys is the injured list. Alexander Ramirez, he'll be back pretty soon. He has not had a great year, but okay numbers. Only 21 years old, but he's going to need to pick it up pretty soon. And then Miguel Blyce, we pushed into AA, and after 15 at-bats, he tore his labrum. So that's what it is. So anyways, I'm going to go make a couple roster moves, maybe push some guys down back in from the majors into AAA. Hopefully the new sliders or fixing the sliders back to the base doesn't helps out a little bit so I don't continue to give up all these home runs. But in the meantime, between time, I will see you guys at the trade deadline for the next episode, and I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and I am out. Deuces.